Hi, and welcome to Wellbeing Wednesday. Unfortunately, we missed last week completely. I have no idea what happened. And so today, and I know it's coming to the end of Wednesday, I thought we'd catch up with a little vlog and a little meditation for the end of the day. So, how are you doing? How is life in lockdown or whatever state of lockdown you're still in, wherever you are in the world? How is that going for you? What changes have you made? What changes are going on around you that you're trying to manage? And one of the things I've been working through is as things continually shift and then shift again and then shift again, is how to remain still in the middle of all that. I always remember a story years ago when I did my original training out at the Berkeley Psychic Institute in California, and somebody talking about, well, you really have your space when you can walk through a situation, which one of the teachers did, which was kind of a riot out in the street, and still maintain your centre. And I've kept that with me all that time. And it's a barometer for me in terms of how I have my space. And the current climate is a perfect situation or perfect circumstances to be practicing having one's centre, keeping one's centre, finding one's inner stillness. And what I've noticed is that there's almost like a train that continues for me, that starts and gathers speed when things get confusing, where I go, oh, I just need to take care of that. If I take care of that, it'll be okay. And then that leads to something else, and that leads to something else. If I just take care of that, just take care of that. And before I know it, I'm sort of scrabbling around, almost like trying to put shopping back in a bag that I've spilt in the street. So, and that doesn't work because that's endless. That's an endless game. So what I have noticed through lockdown, where I've been meditating more than usual, than I was doing before, is that it's easier for me to snap into that centre and to catch myself when I go off on a tangent into that thought process. I just need to take care of this, and go, no, come back to centre. So if any of that's familiar with you, then we're going to do a little meditation around that. So I would suggest finding a comfortable position to sit in or lie down. You don't need to be looking at me when we do this, preferably not, because you want to be closing your eyes if you can, and just start to settle into that space. Now, what you might find is it takes a little bit of time to calm the system down enough to go within. So if that's the case, there are two things you can do. One, you can use the eyes to focus at a point on the floor, which draws your attention back from anything else that it's engaged in. And the other thing you can do is put the hands on the belly and just start to feel your breathing. So you just tune into that breath. I am all about the simple options when it comes to meditation. Don't give me anything complicated. We want to get to that space of peace, centre, and place as quickly as possible. So I like to go straight in and find that breath, tune into that breath. So keep that going. Keep going with that, stay focused. If the mind starts to wander, come back to the breathing. Keep doing that until you feel ready enough to close the eyes. And then continue doing that, because sometimes when we close the eyes, it's like an IMAX movie theatre in there. So keep taking those breaths. As you really connect with that breath, you'll start to naturally let go. Things will just fall away from your mind. And also where you might be holding on to it in the body, in the muscle memory, in the tissues, the bones, the fascia, ligaments, joints, organs. So many places we can hold on to energy. So get connected to that breath and start to let go. Then we're going to connect up our grounding cord. So from the base of the spine, all the way down to the centre of the planet. A colour, piece of rope, ladder, tree, whatever works for you in terms of imagery to give you that grounded feeling. That's what we're aiming for. Keep the breathing going. So at this point, we're just letting go. We're just starting to let go of whatever we're trying to handle, which could be anything from the fact you haven't done the washing up to world peace. And most of us who are planetary healers are usually trying to handle that and everything in between. Give yourself a bit of space. Start to let go. And then imagine a bubble out in front of you. Anything, any imagery, just a block. Could be a square, could be an oval, could be a balloon. And I want you to fill that with the colour that represents you in your stillness. When you're disconnected from all of the problems, situations, people and places and events that we try to manage in our lives, what is that colour? If you don't see a colour, what is that feeling? If you don't get a feeling, do you get a word? If you don't get a word, what would you make it up to be? And then breathe. Get a sense of what's going on in that bubble. And we're looking at a projected version of ourselves at this point. Get a sense of what's going on in that bubble. And then start to draw the energy from that bubble into you, into your body. Just breathe. Whether it's a colour, an image, a word, a feeling, or you're making the whole thing up. Because the cool thing about making stuff up is that's where your intuition is. That's where your clairvoyance is. So draw that into your body, and I want you to fill up all the space. I want you to fill up all your body, all the tissue, the fascia, the muscles, the ligaments, the bones, the joints, the skin, the organs, the cells. I want you to fill that up with that colour. I want you to be so consumed with that colour or that feeling or the image that you forget everything else that you've been trying to hold on to. Every little problem you're trying to solve, everyone you're trying to look after, all of the world issues that are going on right now, let it go. Just focus on you. Because this is how we can be a ripple effect in the world. My job is me, your job is you. We create what we want to be, we lead by example, it sends a ripple effect out into the world, and someone somewhere will pick up on that and get a healing, take a step, make a choice, and move more towards who they are. So keep taking that breath and just fill up with that colour. Just really enjoy that sensation, that stillness, that peace, that centeredness, that sense of being bolstered, whatever that is for you. And then let's pour in some liquid light on top. So let's open our crown chakra, take a jug of liquid gold and just pour through that crown. So we're just kind of adding to that sunlight, we're adding to that sense of self. We're adding to that peace, we're adding to that stillness. And I want you to keep that going. Make the postulate that that filling up, replenishment of your energy is going to carry on way beyond this little meditation. It's going to carry on all through the night, through your sleep, and into tomorrow. You're just going to keep filling up with you till you decide that's enough for now. So take a deep breath. With that continuing, we're going to start to come out of trance. We're going to move the fingers and toes, ankles and wrists, shins and forearms, knees and elbows, thighs and upper arms, shoulders and hips, into the waist, up into the chest, and then last of all the head and the neck. And then when you're ready, you're going to open the eyes. And I want you to keep that golden sunlight filling in, keep bringing that through you. So you're awake, but it's still continuing. That healing is still happening. And we're going to keep that going. So have a really lovely rest of the day or the evening whenever you're watching this video. And I look forward to catching up again with you soon. So be well, be centered, keep your vibration high.